The reason humans should go to Mars is because we're human. I mean, we are an exploring species. It's what's made us the dominant species on this planet.
If we only lived in one little plot of land on Earth, and we never went anywhere, I would say let's explore. I need a good reason to cross this ocean. Well, because we haven't done it before. How's that for a good reason? We might learn something tomorrow that we don't know today.
You know, there's an old saying, why are you climbing that mountain? It's because it's there, because I want to do that.
It's what we do, we explore as human beings. And so going to Mars is an obvious next step.
It's the great beyond in the most literal terms, right? It's the great beyond.
We humans love a target. We love to have something to shoot for, to aim for, and to build a plan to make happen. And Mars has that sexiness, that romance, that I think it's galvanizing a lot of people right here, right now.
For me, it's just a curiosity. As a human being, I'm curious. You want to know what's beyond that horizon.
Curiosity has actually fueled most of the great achievements that we've made in the world, especially through technology.
If there's a place you've never been, there's a scientist who wants to know what's there. Just the curiosity of inquiry.
We can understand the evolution and formation of our own solar system. We can start to understand how planets form and how they evolve. And we can also start to understand, the distribution of life in the universe.
We're looking for life. So when you ask people, why are we going to Mars? Number one reason is because we're looking for signs of life elsewhere in the solar system.
And imagine if we can find that there are actually some cells or some signature of life on Mars. That would be a game-changing in our thinking about our position in the universe.
One of the things that happens when you go into space, and all the astronauts have talked about this, is that it changes your perspective about the Earth.
The human experience of actually being there will be revelatory in ways we can't even imagine at this moment.
The true awe of, hey, who are we in this universe and what can we learn about it and what can we therefore learn about ourselves, I think is a really great reason to explore.
One of the reasons that I really like is not seeing Mars as a challenge to overcome, but to see Mars as an opportunity to unite people together in a peaceful way. We can give not just ourselves, but our culture and our society and our species a goal and can unite so many different types of people together. You're actually addressing fundamental issues on Earth by giving people something optimistic to pursue. And that's why I want to see us go to Mars. And I want to leave that as a legacy for my children and for the next generations of our species.
Osiris here, stuck in the middle. I'm gonna make my case for why Mars will save us. We need our version of the Truman Show, something that captivates us as a nation around anything outside of topics that divide us. In the 1960s, surprisingly, Apollo 11's journey to the moon was that thing, at least for a couple seconds. Journalist Thomas Walton described what the moon did for our country so eloquently. He wrote, "For an instant, they were not Catholics, they were not Jews, they were not Muslims, they were not white or black. For a second in time, they were not burdened by the expectations or demands of prejudice. I saw a reporter from Israel and another from Saudi Arabia embrace in excitement. They were two human beings sharing and celebrating a moment of global humanity not seen in the 5 decades since." What has come close to giving us that type of feeling? It wasn't just the moon. Undertakings like this, coming together like that, even for just 2 seconds, doesn't happen accidentally. It takes great leaders. A leader makes you dream. A leader challenges you. A leader helps you prepare for the best case and worst case scenarios.
Becoming a multi-planet species in spacefaring civilization, this is not inevitable. It's very important to appreciate this is not inevitable. The sustainable energy future, I think, is largely inevitable, but being a spacefaring civilization is definitely not inevitable. If you look at the progress in space, in 1969, we were able to send somebody to the moon. 1969. Then we had the space shuttle. The space shuttle could only take people to low Earth orbit. Then the space shuttle retired, and the United States could take no one to orbit. So that's the trend. The trend is like down to nothing. This is not, people are mistaken when they think that technology just automatically improves. It does not automatically improve. It only improves if a lot of people work very hard to make it better. And actually, it will, I think, by itself degrade, actually. You look at great civilizations like ancient Egypt, and they were able to make the pyramids, and they forgot how to do that. And the Romans, they built these incredible aqueducts. They forgot how to do it.
Our push to the final frontier is going to be led by Elon Musk. He's the one that understands the importance of this moment. He's the one that's put the great teams together at his various companies, all which are poised to help us cultivate and colonize Mars.
Humanity and have a backup plan, but also we need to inspire humanity, and this is a way to inspire.
I think the value of beauty and inspiration is very much underrated, no question. But I want to be clear. I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. That is not the. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad.
Beautiful statement.
He's the one that risked everything when he had millions. After he was fired from PayPal, I would have been on a beach for the rest of my life. That's not what he did. He's the one who has captured the hearts, minds, and souls of so many people already.
Why Elon? Because why do we need to build a city on Mars with 1 million people on it in your lifetime, which I think is kind of what you've said you'd love to do?
Yeah, I think it's important to have a future that is inspiring and appealing. I mean, I just think that there have to be reasons that you get up in the morning and you want to live. Like, why do you want to live? What's the point? What inspires you? What do you love about the future? And if we're not out there, if the future does not include being out there among the stars and being a multi-planet species, I find that it's incredibly depressing if that's not the future that we're going to have.
How close are we to Mars? Like, what is this? Are we 100 years away? No, we're looking at uncrewed visitation within a couple years. If everything plays out perfectly, we'll have our first man or woman on Mars in only 4 years. Are you excited yet? I feel happy just talking about this subject. Are you tired of this planet? Are you tired of this planet? I am. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's go!
And this is a simulation of the overall system.
This is how it's gonna go. Now, this clip is from a few years ago. Things have changed a little bit. It's just to give you an idea of what we're aspiring to. and all the different things that have to go right to make this happen. This takes teamwork. And in my opinion, for this to happen, what you're watching right now, it's going to take you. It's going to take common citizens getting on board, helping with this momentum. I don't think like right now they're doing rocket tests and there's only a small niche of people really watching these things.
Engine shutdown. That's probably just engine shutdown. Oh my God, here it goes. This is the belly flop, guys. This is the belly flop. Oh my, it's, freaking wet. Okay, here we go. Relays. Yes. No way. No way. Oh my God.
We're going to need to see momentum gaining up towards that. Excitement, support. How can you watch that clip and tell me that's not beautiful? Okay, hold on. I don't want to set false expectations. The first person who will land there, it might not be 4 years from now. It might be 8 years or 6 years, but it will come sooner than you think. Ultimately, there is extremely high risk. I expect some of our heroes who volunteer to go first on some of these missions might not make it. Whether it's equipment failure, rocket ship failure, radiation, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. This is a high risk adventure. There aren't gonna be hotels there when they first land. It's gonna be rough. Life is gonna be rough. Who knows if the first people there are living underground in caves and not able to see the sunlight for fear of radiation and dust particles and all different types of things. So why are we so hype again? This is what we do, explore. Our time on Earth is limited. It's not infinite. This forces us to think bigger, think long term. We have built this world up so much. And it's like we're playing a video game with no backup, no save button. We don't have a backup plan. Why do we have so much hate right now? We don't have perspective. We're all neighbors. Whether you're in California or Denmark or France or Arkansas, when you're in outer space, when you're in the orbit of Earth or beyond, you look down, we're all neighbors. We live right next to each other. We don't have that perspective right now. Many of you might be asking, especially since I want to be a channel for the common person, could we use this money, even though it's a private company doing some of the heavy lifting financially? The government will have to help. Can that money be used on other things that are more important? I understand you. I respect your opinion on that. We could be living off the earth right now. We could have spent money on not developing cars, trains, airplanes, cell phones, cameras, lights. What is the marking point? We could always say the money could go somewhere else better. But one thing I want to tell you, if you feel like that, you cannot fight technology. If Elon doesn't do it with SpaceX, then somebody else is going to do it. Do you want China to do it, or do you want it to be us? Do you want another country to do it, or do you want it to be us? Don't fight a losing battle. Technology always wins. You're asking me why? You're asking me why? Seriously? Aren't you curious? Aren't you curious to find out what's out there? 500 years from now, if we are successful getting this up and getting to Mars, people are going to look back and remember this moment forever. We can give our children something to aspire to, extra motivation to get into the sciences, engineering, STEM. And who knows, thanks to Neuralink, 500 years from now, we might be there. at least consciously. Take care.
And on the guitar, I have my man Tim Stewart. And we about to take y'all on a ride, so make sure y'all fasten your seatbelts, because it can get a little crazy, you know? Hey, yo, Tim, smooth it out, Tim. Right there. That's it. Let's ride.
Shoot the breeze, do what you like, name it, 'cause tonight's your night.